Spring officially starts today at exactly 9:46 a.m.
9:46.
Mark.
I am setting my alarm.
9:46.
Mm-hmm.
We need to remember that.
9:46.
What will we do at 9:46?
We're going to celebrate.
Do we have a spring song?
There will be fireworks.
Fireworks.
There'll be explosions and fun.
Really?
And we're going to break out some Eskimo pie.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back to daylight saving time. We got spring starting today.
Hello.
Beautiful day today. Here's what we've got. Sunny skies and a high of 79. Saturday, nothing but sunshine, no chance of rain, high of 83. And more of that great stuff on Sunday. Very nice weather, high of 85.
85.
Yes,
I can live with
folks.
that.
That is a nice spring weekend.
I like me some 85.
That's how we take off right
Bring
there.
it, baby.
And it doesn't end there. Monday, Tuesday, we saw all the way through next week, Thursday.
Mhm.
Beautiful weather.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Looking good.
I like it a lot.
Very excited about that. Mr. Bugs is excited about that, except, it doesn't seem to matter what the weather is outside. The bugs still want to be inside. They seem to think they have some sort of claim to your home. I don't know why. They find their way in. They get through every nook, every cranny. Next thing you know, you're infested with, Japanese beetles that look a little bit like ladybugs. Very annoying. You got swarms of termites. You've got swarms of mosquitoes that are coming your way, and Mr. Bugs knows how to handle those. The inside, the outside. They lay down the barrier to keep you from dealing with the insects as they try to find their way in. They're going to stay outside now. They'll kill the ones on the inside. They'll take care of the small rodents as well. And then, of course, termite bonding, mosquito reduction, all of it can be done by Mr. Bugs. They bundle it together and set it up at one low price. Most importantly, and this is a really big deal, and it shouldn't be in this day and age, but here it is. They do what they say they're going to do. That's just not something that happens often enough today when it comes to dealing with service companies. They say what they're going to do, and then, surprise, they do it at a great price. Mr. Bugs, MRBUGGS.com, MrBugs.com. They know what bugs you. 941-6252, the telephone number. Let's dive in.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Well, it was not the conclusion we were hoping for in the search for the missing University of Alabama student. The body of 20-year-old James Gracie was found in the sea in Barcelona by divers yesterday. Foul play is not suspected. Hopefully they will investigate this thoroughly. Gracie was on spring break with friends and at a famous nightclub earlier in the week. Friends with him went back to their Airbnb, but Gracie wanted to stay at the bar. And sometime after 3 a.m., cameras show him leaving the bar with an individual. The next day, his phone was found, and Thursday we learned that his wallet was found near the beach across from the bar. One witness also told police they saw him walk into the water very early that morning. Divers searched the area where the wallet was found, and that's when they found him. Jimmy Gracie has 4 siblings. He was a third-year student at the University of Alabama, a member of Theta Chi fraternity, and also the chaplain of that fraternity, originally from Elmhurst, Illinois. And I just can't imagine the sorrow and pain that his siblings and his mother and father are going through right now.
It's got to be a horrible situation. I can't imagine it. I know that there's going to be a lot of recriminations and people. Look, what we really need to do is just pray for his family and pray that there's some peace there. Here's the thing. James was a good Christian. He was the chaplain of his fraternity. We know where he is now. I mean, basically all of his troubles are over. But you hate that because his, he had such a promising life in front of him. And the lives that he could have molded, he was kind of a mentor in his fraternity. He'd bring the younger kids in and help shape them and get them in gear. And this is just an unspeakable tragedy, and one that I think every parent can learn from before they send their kid off to a foreign land for spring break.
Yeah,
maybe don't send them off to a foreign land for spring break, okay?
Yeah, even with a large group, and apparently there were a bunch of University of Alabama students that went on this, including the president of Theta Chi, so that was his buddy, and they were there, and other people were there too. And I imagine that conversation is had not only if you send your daughter, but your son. And I was talking with Aiden yesterday about it, and I was like, buddy, this could have been you. You're turning 20 this month, and if you send somebody off into a foreign land like that, there are some things to really be cautious about. I don't care if you're male or female. Things like this can happen, and I again, unimaginable what this family is going through, and our prayers to them. This yesterday also came down around the same time. The jury in the case against Ibrahim Yazid, he is the man accused of kidnapping and killing Anaya Blanchard 7 years ago. He was convicted of felony murder. Not exactly what the family wanted, Anaya Blanchard's family wanted. The 36-year-old was initially charged with capital murder during the kidnapping, capital murder during a robbery, and capital murder involving a victim in a vehicle. Anaya was kidnapped from a gas station in Auburn by Yazid, and her body was found in the woods about a month later in Macon County. Yazid's sentencing is set for May 7th. He faces life in prison. Attorney General Steve Marshall released a statement yesterday saying that he was disappointed with the outcome because it does not allow for the death penalty. He also stated that he intends to seek the max sentence allowed by law. The Blanchard family was visibly upset yesterday after learning of the verdict and left the courthouse. They have now put out a statement, and again, they are glad that they found that this jury found him guilty, but they wanted him to be found guilty of capital murder. So again, like A.G. Marshall said, there's that chance of the death penalty, but now that is off the table.
Well, he'll never spend another moment outside of prison walls. He'll never take another breath of free air. And that is as it should be. We're protecting society from us. And frankly, I prefer this to what just happened with a guy who was convicted back in 1996 and then, was on death row, and we spent God knows how much money going back into court again and again and again on appeals, and then finally the governor, gives him commutes the sentence, a couple of days before. It's like, okay, well, now we're not going to be wasting a whole lot of money on this guy because, frankly, he's not worth a whole lot of money. He is a piece of human filth, and he should rot in a jail cell for the rest of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I don't know that this gives Anaya Blanchard's family any comfort whatsoever, but God bless them for helping to push through Anaya's law that Alabama voters overwhelmingly approved back in 2022 because it allows judges to deny bail to defendants charged with serious violent crimes. And this was happening way too often. And quite frankly, Anaya would probably be alive today if Yazid had been held in jail, but a judge allowed him out. And now this will give judges the ability, if they have already had serious violent crimes against them, to place them in jail and leave them there until such time that their trial comes up.
As well they should.
Again, I don't know that gives the Blanchards any comfort at all, but thank you for doing that because that's going to make a difference for other families as we move forward in Alabama. And finally, they weren't on board, but after a little shove from President Trump and others, now they're on board, talking about France and Germany and Italy and the Netherlands and Japan. This is all to help in the Strait of Hormuz. About 1/5 of the world's oil supply goes through there, and President Trump did ask NATO countries to assist the U.S. with making sure those vessels can get through that area without interference from Iran. Iran has been targeting some of those ships with drone and missile strikes, and I guess they had a little bit of change of heart after Donald Trump really was pretty furious about it. So at least we've got these countries, these European countries, Japan and others that are saying, hey, yeah, we will assist with this. And what that entails, we don't quite know yet.
Well, we are going in and cleaning out a lot of the low-hanging fruit there with some A-10 Warthogs and some other, aerial maneuvers that are necessary. And we are blowing a lot of these boats out of the water and patrolling the shoreline to see who's out there and what might be causing problems. Like I said the other day, there are some long-distance drones that could cause problems. They can come from hundreds of miles away and just crash into a ship and do all kinds of damage. So you got to have those guys on scene to make that happen. And maybe when you're going through the straits, we just have those helicopters riding shotgun every step of the way to make sure that they can shoot down whatever drone comes their way or whatever needs to be done. Having a couple of warships on hand might not be a bad idea either. Just another way of taking the Iranians out here. Little by little, I would like to think you're going to reach a point where no one wants to join the Iranian army.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? I see what's happened to all the people that are in there now, and I don't. Excuse me, you're trying to get this uniform on me. Is this scorched? Is that scorched?
Is it scorched?
What happened to this?
Yeah,
what are these holes?
I don't want to put this on. No, thank you.
What are the holes in the chest area? I'm not comfortable with this uniform. I don't want to wear this at all. Thank you very much. It is Dixon Divining on Talk 99.5 and Talk995.com. 1 hour from now, Mr. P's grilling tip.
All right.
And then later we got Molly Robinson coming in to give us a
What's
little
the grilling tip? Can you just give us a clue?
hash browns. We talked about it
Oh, yeah,
yesterday.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hash browns at home,
Mm,
making your own hash browns. It's easy and fun
yeah.
if you choose to do so. We'll talk about two different ways to do it.
Yum.
That'll happen an hour from now. Right now, Dixon and Vining Talk 99.5. Stick around. Man, they don't write lyrics like that anymore, do they?
Wah, 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 wah.
I believe, singing backup
This is,
on that.
Charlie Brown.
Charlie
Wah,
Brown's
wah,
teacher. Yeah,
wah,
I think
wah,
it's Charlie
wah,
Brown's
wah.
teacher doing the singing on that. Didn't know she was moonlighting.
Yeah, they made it easy.
Teacher salary
Teaching
not,
doesn't make as
That's a
much as you
lot of-
thought.
not paying as much.
a
Yeah.
lot of that going on back in that era.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah.
Wah, 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 wah.
Why did we do that? Who started that?
Why not? The real question is, why did it end? That's what I want to know.
Wah, 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 wah,
Sep,
wah.
are you
Sorry
okay?
about that,
Over there?
Bounce.
Yeah, yeah. Beat that microphone up.
Sorry.
What did it ever do to you?
I don't know.
Flipsy's Furniture is at 1811 Crestwood Boulevard in Irondale and on Highway 31 in Hoover across from the Galleria right next to 2nd and Charles. Whether you're looking for one stick of furniture, why do they call it that, a furniture stick? It's more than a stick, really. Generally, you're looking for a coffee table, an end table, occasional tables. They're only tables occasionally. What are they the rest of the time? We don't really know. But there's living room seats and dining room seats and bedroom seats, and there's fabulous recliners. They have got so many of these chairs, especially at the Hoover location, that are gorgeous. They've got them stacked in cubby holes. You need to see them to appreciate them. Southern Motion recliner. These things are made in the United States. They are Flex Steel strong. I mean, really, you can compare them to Flex Steel, except in price, they're way less expensive, which is very cool. Lots of shapes, lots of colors, lots of designs that you can choose from. So if you're looking for a recliner to get the spring off to a great start, this would be the place to go. Any kind of furniture at all available at both locations. Of course, one, the Hoover store, more Hoover-centric. The other one kind of caters to the entire city and metro area in Birmingham. There's something to fit every single home design there. You just have to do a little bit of shopping. You do it online at flipsysfurniture.com. See if you don't recognize something that you'd like right there, and then go into the store and see it live and in person and change your mind twice like I did. flipsysfurniture.com or live and in person, 1811 Crestwood Boulevard in Irondale or Highway 31 in Hoover across from the Galleria next to 2nd and Charles. And they've got that 12-month same as cash and white glove delivery. It truly is designer furniture at wholesale prices. So let's talk a little bit about this new bill that is being kicked around in Alabama, a bill to criminalize interference with first responders. It would set a distance that you have to stay from first responders, talking about things like ICE, talking about, well, really any first responder. You know what happens? Have you seen A Man Called Otto, by the way? I think it was on Netflix for a while. Yeah, it's popping up on FX and whatnot. Tom Hanks plays a guy whose wife died of a horrible disease, and now he wants to join her. He's an older guy. He's trying to commit suicide, and he goes to the train station. He's going to jump on the tracks and get hit by a train. And before he can do that, some guy falls off. He has like a seizure and falls off the platform and falls on the tracks. And I thought it was perfectly capturing society. Everybody on the platform pulled out their phone and started filming.
Oh, God.
Only Tom Hanks jumped down, grabbed the guy, pulled him up, and got him back up on the platform. He was the one who was trying to kill himself. It was a little "It's a Wonderful Life" moment there, But I thought it's so incredibly accurate that this is where we are in society. That rather than helping out, everyone breaks out their phone. So this is why they have to have a bill that says, you got to stay within a certain number of feet of you. You can, yes, it's legal for you to film people if you're on public property. If someone is being arrested on public property, it's perfectly okay for you to stand at a distance and film what is going on. If a police officer tells you it's not okay, they are lying. That's not true. Rarely does that happen, by the way. They know that it's legal, and then they are going to do things by the book. But when you get up in their face, when you interfere, when you get in the way, when you are causing problems, that's where you get arrested too, or you should be. And I thought there was already a law about this.
Well, apparently they want to take it this next step, and it happens a lot. Like, a domestic situation, or somebody goes, law enforcement shows up to a house. They're trying to take the father into custody, and then all of a sudden the aunt or the cousin jumps in, and they're like, no. So that would be an interference. I think a lot of these protests that happened here the most recently, earlier this year, they're trying to make sure that, everything is cinched up with this bill. It's bill number 293. April Weaver has brought forth this legislation. But it's important to have. You can't interfere with them if they're in the midst of doing their due diligence and their duty, and they're trying to make an arrest or, get a situation under control, and you've got somebody that's trying to impede those officers from doing their job, then they can be arrested. And I guess this will seal the deal on that.
It's not
There's
just
no
officers,
question.
by the way.
Yeah.
EMTs are also on board with us. They're saying you wouldn't believe how often we have people hovering over us, getting in the way. We tell them to step back. They don't. We have no real recourse when that happens. And then you have, Roger Smitherman. Well, would this criminalize a concerned parent who may not be calm while EMS is treating their child? Yeah, it could very well.
Because once again, you screaming and yelling and hanging on top of the paramedic or whoever the first responder is not helping that situation. That they're trying to probably deal with something that it could even be, life-threatening.
Absolutely.
And if you have somebody doing that, you're not only keeping them from maybe keeping that person alive, but you may end up being responsible for their death because you're impeding what they need to be doing. That could be a problem.
You don't want them pushing the wrong medication. You don't want them, blowing an injection or, if they have to insert an IV, that's certainly an EMT should be well-versed in how to do that. But when you got somebody in your ear, blah, 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 and you're trying to get the work done and you can't focus on it, it's complex, it's difficult, it is life-saving stuff. These guys are not paid enough, in my opinion. However, I think criminalizing that sort of behavior is something that needs to take place, especially if you're given the warning, step back, I need you to go over there, and you don't do it, then it's really only going to take a couple of people being made an example of before it's suddenly like, okay, never mind.
And two, it's a Class A misdemeanor, but the the punishment for this is a year in jail and a fine of up to $6,000. So I don't think you want to go to jail, and I don't think you want to pay that $6,000 fine. So let these first responders do their job and get out of their face with the cameras if you're upset about something or you're over the top emotional because it's your son, daughter, husband, wife, whatever that they're treating and you've lost your mind over it. Let them do their job because they're there to provide maybe life-saving,
Yeah, this is one of those. This is one of those things that wasn't a problem as recently as 5 years ago.
And it's gotten worse. Like you said, everybody pulls out a cell phone. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Put the phone away.
Why? What are you planning on doing?
Shouldn't be the first thing you think of. But that's where
I need
people
to have
go.
that viral video. I need those hits.
I think there's a lot of people out there who that's their very first thought as well. I got to have the viral video. You don't have to have the viral video. A, there are 27 other people here filming, okay? B, how about helping, And if helping is stepping out of the way, that'd be a good way to handle it. Something as simple as praying could make a difference. You can be encouraging. You can help out the relatives of the person who's being loaded into the ambulance, or you can actually act as crowd control and tell people, "Hey, man, let's stay back. Let's let the officer do his job. Lend a hand. Be one of the good guys. Be on the right side of these issues when they happen, because the last thing you want is to be the guy who helps the bad guy get away or helps the bad guy harm the officer in any way, or stops the right kind of treatment from being given to the person who's being loaded into the ambulance."
And I think it's really interesting, the mindset. Just think about it for a minute, that Roger Smitherman said that, that he's concerned that a parent may not be calm when an EMS treats their child. Why did he go directly to that?
Well,
because is that what he knows? Is that his experience? That people lose their mind and start wailing and screaming, and they're disruptive to what the first responder is trying to do to maybe save your child?
I think
maybe we need to change that behavior.
He's probably run across some of that. Or
I bet he has.
I bet EMTs have run across some of that.
Stop the wailing and let them do their job. They're trying to save your child. Hello?
And Jeff asked an interesting question. Does the bill state how many feet back they need to stay?
25
feet.
Yeah.
25 feet.
When they tell them to. I mean,
right.
Once you're instructed to, back up 25 feet.
Right.
Let them do their job.
See this tape measure? Here, take this. I want you to measure it.
Give us about.
25 paces would be good if you could get back just way over there. Your camera has a zoom on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
7:30, Dixon and Vining. Working at the car wash. You should have developed some other job skills. I'm just saying, really, if that's what you're doing.
Got to start somewhere, right?
Unfortunately, far too many people are not starting there. Well, they're starting over there, you know.
Summer job. Come on, right?
It's a jail for ex-cons. It's a job for ex-cons. People who just got out of jail is what that is.
Or somebody right out of high school looking for a summer job.
7:36, Dixon Divining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. About an hour from now, Molly Robinson's going to be here. We're going to be talking a little bit about the NCAA basketball tournament. 4 upsets in the first round. 4 upsets. We haven't even had the full first round yet. We just
We just had the first day, and I saw last night ESPN reported out of somewhere around 26 million brackets that got filled out on their side alone. Less than 1% are still perfect.
That makes sense.
After one day.
Did anybody really expect High Point to beat Wisconsin?
No.
Number 12,
Only High Point graduates.
Yeah.
By 1
they
point.
were pulling for it.
83-82.
Had to come from behind to make it happen.
Bama plays today.
Yes, they do.
2:15.
Very excited
something
about
like
it.
that.
I will be.
Something like that.
I'll be listening probably because I'm going to be on the road, going places, doing things. I've got an exciting life. Already, people are like, "Can I redo my bracket?" No, you can't.
Too late.
That's not how that works, my friends. Not how that works. Rodney's Marine is the place to go if you are in the market for a BERT.
Boat. That would be a boat.
A BERT.
A boat.
Maybe you'd like yourself a Silver Wave or a Starcraft pontoon or tri-tune with that Suzuki power. 5-year warranty on that thing. In-house financing, low monthly payments. You're going to find the boat of your dreams. And maybe start small. Maybe you start with a used boat. Maybe you rent a boat. Maybe you just go, I don't even know if I'm going to like having a boat. Maybe I should go out and rent one for the weekend. This weekend would be a great time to do that. You can go to rodneysmarine.com, rent a boat there.
As a matter of fact, call Rodney right now at 525-1500 and ask.
Do it.
525-1500.
7:37. He would love to hear from you at this hour of the morning.
He would love it.
Please.
Somebody's there.
Bring it on.
Rodney's is just always moving and shaking.
They have that fantastic valet service where they can break your boat out, put it in the water for you. So you call ahead, and when you get there, everything's done. It's ready to go. All you have to do is hop in, start it up, and take it for a spin around the lake. Then when you bring it back, you just toss them the keys and you go, park it in the barn, boys. And they take care of everything. They wash it down. They put it where it's supposed to be. It is worth every penny because you get to do just the fun part of the boating and none of the actual work that goes into it.
Yeah, so if you've been thinking about this, and I know, we're always trying to find ways to get our kids away from their phones and doing something as a family, having a boat would be excellent. Just leave the phones in the car or something like that going, come on, we're going to go pull you behind the tube. We're going to pack a lunch. We're going to have some soft drinks, mom and dad, maybe a little beer or something like that, a little wine, having fun out on the boat. You're going to be making family memories. And there are some great ones that I remember as a kid. Having a boat as a family was more fun. So do this for yourself, for your family. Have a good time out on one of the beautiful lakes that we've got across central Alabama. And let it be Rodney's Marine, where you get your boat and your Suzuki engine. You will be so happy that you did because they're going to take care of you from the beginning of the purchase of that boat through the life of you owning that boat. Rodney's Marine, Highway 231, Lake Logan Martin in Cropwell is where they are. They'll deliver your boat wherever you are. Follow them on Facebook and visit rodneysmarine.com.
525-1500 on the telephone. It is 7:39 I have here, courtesy of Love Food. 20 vintage breakfasts.
Easy for you to say.
Vintage breakfasts. Vintage.
Vintage? What makes a breakfast vintage?
It's old. That deserve
Do
a
I
comeback.
really want it then?
Or so they say.
We might go, oh, I forgot about doing
I think
that.
the very concept of the food
Let's
is old,
do
not
it.
the food itself.
Okay.
We'll start with this. Wheatina.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
no.
I remember Wheatina. I'm not really sure it needs to make a comeback.
No, I don't think it does either. This
The
is another one
hot
of these.
brown wheat cereal. That's their tagline. That sounds delicious. It's hot brown wheat cereal.
Yuck.
I will pass. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
I'm sorry. Hot grains and I do not get along. I don't like
Your
grits.
body doesn't like it?
No, I
Or
mean,
your taste
I just
doesn't
no,
like
my
it?
taste doesn't like it. It's paste. It's awful.
Yeah, I mean,
Oatmeal is
you
terrible.
need to put all different kinds of stuff in it to make it taste anywhere near
Yeah,
edible.
so you're not eating that for that. You're eating all the little good things you're putting around it.
So just
butter or
eat, just,
cheese
Just
or-
eat the stuff you put on it, and don't bother with the
Or just
wheatina. You don't
go out
need
in the
that.
yard and grab
You'll
a whole
do
bunch
it.
of clippings from
Yeah.
the last time you mowed, and you'll probably be just as good.
Same
Probably
basic
right.
concept. Yikes.
And you'd be throwing up like the dog.
Here's something from the 80s. Hot buttered Cheerios.
Not familiar with this.
Buttered Cheerios? I don't
They
remember
apparently
this.
came up with this concept. Melt a quarter cup of butter in a 10-inch skillet and stir in 4 cups of Cheerios. Cook this together for 2 or 3 minutes. Sprinkle with salt, then devour. Hot or cold, hot buttered Cheerios were a big deal for a while. It sounds a little bit like Chex Mix, doesn't it?
It does.
A little bit, yeah.
You put some butter and some salt on there.
But
and
now
you just
you've
kinda,
made it less healthy, right? I mean, a little butter goes.
Yeah.
You need a little butter, but that
Yeah,
sounds
that
like a
whole
lot of
heart
butter.
healthy thing is right out the window.
Would you say a whole stick? How much do you put on there?
half a cup, is it?
Half
Quarter
a-
cup. A quarter cup. Yeah.
That's a lot of butter.
Yeah, well, as opposed to a cup of whole milk, which is fine.
Yeah.
Then we have creamed chipped beef.
Oh yeah. I
Mm.
For
remember
breakfast?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You've never heard that?
No.
It actually was designed originally as a breakfast food.
Yeah.
Cream chipped
I
beef on
didn't know that.
toast. Yeah. SOS.
Uh-huh.
Recipe in the
That
manual
I've
for the
heard.
Army cooks. It was served U.S. soldiers well into World War II.
Well, you
Started in
just said it.
1910.
See, you just said
Yeah.
it, soldiers.
Yeah.
Talking
soldiers.
war.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's it. Cornmeal mush,
Anything that has to have the word mush, I'm not sure I
which is
need
exactly
that.
why people didn't care for it. But
mush.
yeah, it is made up of water, salt, and cornmeal. You kind of bake it, and it turns into a soft bready type thing that you can eat with a spoon. And then as it hardens up, you can carry it through the day and kind of munch on it if that's what you want to do. It strikes me as, some of that poor food we talked about.
Kind of goes back to the Civil War and them talking about hardtack.
I'm skipping 16 entirely. Nobody
yeah,
wants to talk about that. Creamed eggs on toast. I mentioned this once that this was what my late ex-mother-in-law used to make for Christmas breakfast. It's basically hard-boiled eggs, chopped, kind of sliced, not chopped into small pieces, but sliced, and mixed in with a bechamel sauce, which is really nothing more than butter,
And
flour.
cheese.
No.
And cheese.
If you add cheese, it would be a Mornay.
Oh.
Bechamel is nothing but flour and butter and a little bit of cream or milk.
Didn't you get all fancy on us?
yeah.
Bechamel.
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 Oh,
Bechamel.
bechamel.
That's right.
Bechamel.
Let's get it right. Okay. I've just
Right. Should be a song. Bechamel.
It's
Should be
actually
a perfume.
This is actually shockingly good. You throw a little bit of black pepper on there because I have to have some black pepper on stuff that is white. I don't know why. I have to have it, and it is delicious. But it's also a lot of trouble, to go through just to whip this up for breakfast and throw it on toast. We used to put it on puff pastry. Also very
Yeah,
good.
Y'all got, I'm telling you, a little fancy there.
It's kind of a one time a year sort of thing. Here's the exact other end of the spectrum: Carnation Instant Breakfast.
Oh, yeah. That was my breakfast.
You gave me a couple of those, and my daughter stole them from me. Strawberry.
The strawberry yum.
Yeah.
I
I
used to
remember them, yeah.
drink these every morning
Man,
going out the door in high school.
it was the quickest, easiest way to get a nutritious breakfast in you in a very short period of time. And yeah,
It was a chocolate shake
I would chug that chocolate,
Absolutely.
vanilla.
filled
That-
with
that-
like all the vitamins of eggs and
Yeah.
bacon and pancakes and toast.
Yeah.
It's like a whole meal in a glass.
They had both vanilla and French vanilla, which I thought was interesting. I preferred the French vanilla. It was a little
Yeah, had a
yellowish.
little bit of a different taste. to it.
Definitely had a more creamy taste.
Strawberry
which
was my
delicious.
favorite.
Strawberry was great. Love the chocolate. Dippy eggs.
Excuse you.
When I found out that this was a thing, and I was in Germany when I first saw this, I began doing this at my house, which is more complex than you think because we don't have little egg cups. But what you do is you soft boil an egg,
Mhm.
and then there is this chopper that you put over the top of the egg, and you chop the top off. And the shell comes and the little bit of egg that came with it, and now you've got access to the
Yolk.
hot yolk, the liquidy yolk that's in there. And then you take toast points and you dip them in that yolk and eat it. And then eventually you take a spoon and you eat the rest of the egg right out of the shell.
I might like that. I'm just afraid the shell's going to get in there.
It's
The shell's too close to everything. you can't, I don't want to bite into the shell.
without having the little choppy thing, it's much,
Yeah.
much harder, believe me. I found a device that worked just as well. I think it was like a jar opener or something that I found that I was able to use. And I did this for quite a while after I got back from Germany. I was like, this is the greatest breakfast ever. And then I just lost interest in
yeah.
it. It became too difficult.
Mm.
I decided Carnation Instant Breakfast was the way to go. Bacon and pineapple. Okay.
That's different.
On anything?
No,
No, just
Just bacon?
Bacon
Okay.
and-
hear me out.
strips of bacon and
I'm
pineapple.
listening. Go for it.
You cook the bacon, and then in the bacon grease, you fry the pineapple. it gets kind of brown, and the sugar of it caramelizes and becomes really kind of crispy and delicious. And then you're eating both the bacon, the sweet and the savory going together very well there. You can wrap a piece of bacon around the pineapple. You can put it on the pineapple. You can put the whole thing on a piece of toast, or you can just sit and eat it separately if you like. Really good.
I'd try that.
Really, really good. Might want to get rid of some of the bacon grease. You're not trying to deep fry the pineapple.
You're not trying to kill yourself.
No, well, yeah, you are. If you're eating this, you're trying to kill yourself.
Yeah, this is not an everyday breakfast.
No.
Something called Dutch Baby.
Oh, yes, I've had this.
Baby.
Delish.
This is actually a baked pancake.
It's actually a baked dessert.
Yeah.
That's really what this is.
Mm-hmm. The oven-baked pancake, invented in Seattle in the early 1900s, is loved for its dramatic rise and gooey center and truly deserves a place in the spotlight. Is there, like, apples in there or something?
Yeah,
That's what
some
it
kind
looks
of
like.
fruit that's in it.
Oh, it looks delicious. I'll take 2 of those, please. Baked in a
Pretty
cast
good.
iron skillet.
Yeah.
Dutch Baby. Eggs in a hole. This would
Yeah,
be-
I know
yeah.
about this.
You cut a hole in a piece of bread, and then you cook the eggs on the inside on a flat pan while you are also creating the toast, and you flip the whole thing over. You get both sides done. It's very tasty. Should probably put some butter on that toast first to really make it work. Little salt, little pepper. You got everything you need, nothing you don't. It's really quite good. Pretty easy to make, too. Popovers. I haven't had a popover in 30 years easily.
It's like an apple turnover or something like
No,
No?
it
It's like
is.
a muffin of some sort.
Yeah, it's a muffin. It's very eggy, and the top just blows up. It's full of air, but inside it's yeasty and soft. It's got a crispy exterior, and you put a little butter in there. Man, a popover is one of the most delicious things you'll ever eat. You don't need anything else with it, just a little butter and a popover. Oh, I'm going to go get some now. I'm going to make some from scratch. Spam and eggs. I know how much you love this.
Well, sure.
And you have the ability to make it now because I gave you spam for your birthday.
That can is right there in the pantry.
Still haven't opened today.
I'm going to save it for,
you got into the Biscoff cookies, but not the
I
spam.
did.
I see how things are.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Priorities.
waiting. Maybe this weekend I'll cook that spam.
All righty then.
Because it's a specialty spam.
It is.
I've never seen that before.
It's green eggs and spam.
Mm-hmm.
That's
green eggs
exactly
and
what
spam.
I was thinking when you said eggs and spam. I'm like, green eggs and spam?
Green eggs and spam. Let's see. It was celebrating the 60th anniversary of that book, I think. Johnny Cakes. Johnny Cakes are sort of pancakes, but once again made out of cornmeal. Cornmeal flatbreads. I've had them.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I've had them at Boy Scout camp. You throw a little bit of butter on there, and they taste like raw garbage.
Don't hold back.
Yeah.
In case you're just joining us, we're talking about vintage breakfasts.
Yes.
Yes.
Breakfast that used to be
20 vintage breakfasts.
that some people think we should bring back, and they're wrong in most cases.
Uh-huh.
Milk toast. This is the same as creamed eggs, except without the eggs. Essentially, you're just creating a bechamel sauce and throwing it over the top of a piece of buttered toast. Okay.
Bechamel.
Bechamel.
You know, what you do when you get
Bechamel.
prepared for a tornado here in the state of Alabama, and you go get all the bread, the eggs, and the milk.
There you go. You're good to go.
Where's the beer?
Mm.
You forgot that.
And the Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
Scrapple. The less said about Scrapple, the better.
Thinking of a Civil War thing.
No, thank you.
Hopple Popple.
No.
What the heck is that?
It's a Dr. Seuss book. Hopple Popple.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
This is actually something I've done, and I didn't know that I was creating something that had already existed. It's a German dish through and through. It was also popular in Midwestern cuisine, which has many German influences. This particular dish is an unruly mix of cooked potatoes, onions, bell peppers, and leftover meat, all fried together in a skillet with butter, eggs, milk, and herbs. Makes for a hearty way to use up anything left over in the fridge, not unlike the British bubble and squeak served in the days after Christmas.
What's with the names?
Little bubble and squeak.
This sounds like you don't want to throw your food out, so we're just going to throw it in a dish.
Would you like some Hopple Popple? No, I'd prefer the bubble and squeak, please.
No, I just
Excuse me, you
how about
guys speak
this?
in English? What the hell?
This has been in the fridge for a while. It's going into the trash.
What I
I'm
do,
not going to cover it up with some other flavorings to try to eat it.
when I have some leftover steak, because I had
Yeah,
steak the night
I
before.
hate to throw away steak.
I'm not going to do that.
No,
And I'm
find
certainly
a
not
way.
giving it to the dogs. What are
No.
you, crazy? So I will cut it up into smaller pieces, and then I will chop up a potato. I'll soak it to get out of the starch, and then we'll go ahead and throw that in a pan with a little butter and a little, generally, olive oil, and fry that up, and then I'll throw in the steak, and then I'll throw in some herbs. If I got peppers and onions, I'll throw those in as well. And then, throw a couple of eggs. Sometimes I'll cook eggs in a different pan, like do some easy fried eggs,
Mm-hmm.
throw that on top. It's nothing more than a breakfast skillet, which you'll order at a Denny's without thinking twice about it.
Yeah, but to me,
Mhm.
when you think about that, everything's fresh.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
thinking
making
it's like
my
days
stuff is
old.
fresh except for the 1-day-old steak that I had last night.
Yeah.
Everything else is fresh, yeah.
I don't know this. Maybe it's the picture they're showing us. This hopple popple.
Hopper, popper,
Doesn't look
bubble
good.
and squeak.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like almost a curse. Hopple, popple, bubble and squeak. Okay.
Does.
Brown Bobby. This was a triangle-shaped donut from the Great Depression. They had these machines that allowed people to make and sell donuts from home.
This looks sad.
Yeah, you didn't have to actually have oil or anything. You made them in the oven. You cooked them at high temperatures. Essentially, it was a kind of a glazed donut that you were just making in your own oven. I don't know who the hell was selling these. I don't know who was buying them. I'd eat one. Cinnamon toast,
Yeah,
cinnamon
that
and
was
sugar on
pretty
toast.
good.
Used to do that all the time, my sister
we did
and I.
too.
And I don't know why this makes the cut. Post Alphabets.
The cereal.
Mm-hmm.
Do they no longer make that?
Apparently, they took it off the market, and they announced in early 2025 that they were bringing it back. I
They
haven't
should.
seen it,
This
but I
is
haven't
great for the
looked for it
kids.
either.
Say you got to say your alphabets. before you
Invented
can
for the
eat it.
breakfast table in 1957 as a classic Family Guy bit. He says, "Look, there's a message in my alphabets. It says, ooh, Peter, you're eating Cheerios." Yeah. 7:52 with Dixon and Vining. There you go. If you have any other classic breakfasts that you recall, vintage breakfasts, 545-9950, we'd love to hear from you. Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk 99.5.com. Friday. Beautiful Friday. 79 for a high today, 83 tomorrow, 86 the day after Sunday. Looks like it's going to be great. Try to enjoy as much of the weekend as humanly possible. Sam drops us a line and says, if you don't like hot grits, you're really not going to like them cold. No kidding. Daniel says, I saw a limited edition Butterfinger French toast bar at the gas station. I would never have thought of that combo. Y'all seem like the perfect people to try it, so I don't have to.
Butterfinger French toast.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, you could easily do that.
We run across one, we'll buy it and try it.
Mm-hmm.
Max says, Pancake House in 5 Points has Dutch Baby.
Yes, they do.
Come on.
By the way, you forget about that on Southside. It's good.
I love that place.
Mm-hmm.
Tom points out that Mapo is another classic vintage breakfast dish. Yes, I want my
That in a
Mapo.
long time.
Truly awful stuff. My grandmother used to make pork brains and eggs, says Marshall.
God. Oh,
She
could you
Why?
imagine the smell in that kitchen?
Brought up
Why?
on cruelty charges, child cruelty, pork brains and eggs. Why would you make someone eat that? Val, it's Andrew from Fultondale. Just want to let you know that its proper name is Eggs in a Nest. It is a Pennsylvania thing. The eggs in a hole came after. Yeah, right. No one had
Why
ever
you
done
hey
that.
Valen? Hey Richard.
That's right.
Richard's deal.
Nobody ever thought of
He's the
putting a hole in toast and putting
I don't even.
an
I've never
egg
done
in
that.
there.
Yeah.
Only Pennsylvania people have ever done that, and they had a different
Yeah,
name for
hey
it.
Val and me, Andrew.
I've
Hey-
also,
hey,
by the way,
Richard.
I've heard toad in a hole. That came out of Ireland.
What are you putting there?
Well, it's still an egg. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm like,
why are you calling it
stop calling
toad?
it toad in a hole. It's not a toad. It's an egg. But yeah, I'm guessing it coming from Ireland means it probably has been around a lot longer than Pennsylvania. I don't know. And I don't particularly care. My grandmother used to make us crepes. We put jelly or sugar inside them and
They-
roll them up.
Sure.
I
yeah.
love crepes. Yeah, you forget about those.
Crepes are a good cheese blintz.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm not going to say it, Frenchie. I'm not going to say it.
You want to.
I'll break your arm. You're going to have to break it. How about you say, I like really thin pancakes? No. Ricky Bobby? Anybody? Bueller? Steve
Yeah.
was in the movie.
Yeah,
I
I know.
know.
Yeah, okay.
I knew where you're going. with
I
that.
figured you did. Tomato gravy over buttermilk biscuits and some fried fatback, says Jimmy.
Okay.
I was at a breakfast diner and I asked for some fatback, and they just brought out a large waitress who shook her ass at me. I was like, hey.
All right, then.
Day 2.
Oh.
Again.
Did you get any blowback from that yesterday?
I
Yeah,
did.
Really? Yeah?
Yes, I did.
Forward it to me. I like to print those up
Oh,
and
no.
frame them if possible.
Wallpaper.
Look,
Yeah. Put them on the wall. Good stuff.
help me out, Richard.
Good morning. Checking the show out on YouTube for the first time. Classic
Hey.
cheese toast was on the menu here this morning. Hope everyone has a good weekend. I love cheese toast. I love cheese on an onion bagel as well.
Or like an English muffin with
Yeah.
some cheese on it.
If you eat at a Mexican restaurant and you bring home some of that white cheese dip, you can just put that
the
on your
queso.
toast.
You're talking queso.
Oh, it's incredible. That cheese on toast is one of the greatest things
Yeah, they
I've
sell
ever
that
eaten.
they sell it in
I
at the
know.
store. You can
I
buy that.
know.